Because this is the last lecture. Let's make it interactive. Like I said, just speak up your mind, talk. It's very simple. And the idea of this presentation about the scientific writing and publishing, when I start working with the Libyan Cardiac Society, I notice a lot of people, when they send us an email, they don't even send the email. Like I said, they write, for example, www.aymensmeir.com. It's like a website, not an email. And then they keep complaining that no one reached out to us. And we tried to reach out, we couldn't. It creates some frustration. Some people, they send the whole email in the subject line. Abstract, we've been accepting abstracts for the society in the last 3 conferences. Great cases, great research project and idea, but it's not written in a way that for the viewer to understand what the author mean, and they get rejected, even though we try to write structures. Part of it is not experience. So I thought, like, let's do this. So that was the whole idea about the academic skills, by the way. Okay, simple things, but they say simple things make a big difference. Okay, so the objective of my presentation is to learn how to draft an email and abstract. It's very simple, very simple. You write an email that they say sometimes email open doors for people. Okay, the other thing to understand the fundamental principle of scientific writing, and especially for abstract and case report, we'll focus today. Increase your chances for publication. Okay, you did your work. You want to, whether this is your personal interest or you want to get promotion at university, you want to be visible, so people know that you're an expert in the field. This is the thing how you can increase your visibility and productivity to be a valuable member of the medical community. And the other thing now with the artificial intelligence, now AI has changed a lot of things for better if we know how to use it appropriately. Okay, so it's kind of enhance your work, not just to do it. So we'll start with email. Why it's important to write an email? Anyone can tell me why it's important to write a good email? Speak up. Communication. Good. Yeah, it's important way of communicating, right? Easy to get many people in the loop, right? Multiple people. For example, you work in a department that you have 20 people. You cannot just go every single one and tell them about your idea. You can get them all. Good. What else? But why you have to write it well? Why you need to? Exactly. It reflects the professionalism. Good email reflects your bad email can hurt your reputation. So if we look at together, like exactly what you said, it's a clear way of communication. You can convey your idea to your colleagues, to the people that you want to reach to, okay? So you guys got that. And the other thing, you can set the plan with everyone in the team. It's the same thing we do with the WhatsApp group, right? We guys put you in the WhatsApp group, so on one place, one space visual, that when I say something, it reaches to everyone. So everyone in the loop, everyone we know what you're talking about. And good thing we can use email, we can set the plan and deadline, timing. Very, very important. Effective people in terms of accomplishing. When I'm asked Dr. Hawa, let's work on the next World Heart Federation Awareness Day, okay? It's in 3 months, but we need to have a plan in 2 weeks. But if we keep it, let's work on it, right? We could do it tomorrow, in a day, it never happened, right? But when you put the deadline, she know that, okay, there's time. And she would reply, yes, I can do it, or I'm sorry, I have other commitment. Can we move it to 2 months later? So it's going to set the tones of the coordination and everyone on the same page, okay? So this is good. Now, but what's the challenges when you write an email? What the challenges everyone face writing an email? The form? The start, how to start the email. Because you want to set the right tone, right? You want to approach to a person to set a right tone, that to be a professional, approachable, and they don't feel like you're kind of getting into their privacy or kind of asking a lot, right? Good. What else? Why? I can't hear you.
For lack of practice, so many forms you need to say.
Okay. Uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable writing an email, or you're not used to it, right? It's a new skills, right? It's a new skills. Good. What else? Just speak up your mind. Language barrier, right? Yeah, and this is when we talk about like using the artificial intelligence that they can support you, right? For example, for me, I feel more comfortable speaking Arabic and talk about my idea in Arabic, not today in the presentation, okay? So I can say it in Arabic or write it, then I use artificial intelligence to help me formulate it into English or correct the grammar. Because what we said, the email reflects you, right? If my email all wrong, okay, the person who received the email said, like, this guy does not even know English. Why I would communicate with him, right? So that's good. So the main challenge, like the striking the right note, how the tone, like you want your email to come across professional, right, polite, that people, okay, willing to collaborate with you, whatever they are, and conveying the message. Sometimes you have a complex issue. An example, for example, let's see at work, I had issue with Yahya, okay? I'm gonna tell my boss the situation, I want to make Yahya look so bad, okay? How I can make it like in a few lines to say the issue, okay, that Yahya did and explain it to me, rather than like writing 10 lines, and make it, we have a scheduled conflict, me and Yahya, I asked him to cover my call, he didn't come for the call, okay, and he got all the blame, and he denied. So we make it like a simple way in a tone that you can use the email, the challenge we have, how we can convey a complex problem or in a simple word, because no one will give you much attention, okay? When you read a long email, you're gonna lose it, right? You won't even look into it. So it's important to learn the skills, how to develop that skills. Otherwise, it would be challenging. Other thing, sometimes you read the email, but the message, I don't know what Dr. Hawa wants from me. Okay, the World Heart Day coming in 2 months, it will be good to raise awareness, that's it. Okay, so that's good, I agree with that. Do you want anything from me? She didn't say anything from me that we want to collaborate, right? Say, let's collaborate on that day, and does that make sense? So it's important to keep it clear and what's the purpose of your email. Very, very, very important, okay? And sometimes like, I send an email to someone and in 1 week did not reply. I assume he received it. Okay, he may receive it. Then I said, I'm not receiving. If you send another email, you find out that he missed your first email or did want to, so is that, says, oh, this guy ignored me. I've been emailing Dr. Ayman for 2 months and he never replied to me. And I saw him walking there. He pretended that he never saw my email. And actually did not see the email. It went to my junk mail. So sometimes people, they don't feel comfortable writing email because they don't want to come across that they're kind of nagging and pushing. Does that make sense? But sometimes it's simple. You send a friendly reminder. Okay, did you get my email? And you follow up on that. So these are the challenges. Now, I'm just going to go, like people use different email. One thing I would advise everyone when you write an email that was not like the Libyan night, okay, or the Libyan rose. Just write your name, professional email, okay? Ayman Smith, for example. People even like, they don't guess your email. Because the last thing you don't like if someone reach out to you and they misspell your name, right? It doesn't come across well. And this is the first thing you read, right? Dear Dr. Abdulrazak, if I miss an R or Z, okay, so this guy doesn't even know my name. And it happened to me a few times, okay? When I see email that they don't pronounce my name right, I ignore it because that person did not spend an effort, okay, to look into my name. Easily if you Google it, it'll show up. So that's sort of thing. So when your email comes with a professional email with your name, use like Gmail, Yahoo, whatever you are. There's no much preference, okay? So one thing, when the email, it's important to know the subject line. That's kind of to the purpose. What's the purpose? Just simple line, okay, request to collaborate, okay, let's work on a research project, just to the point. So when I see it, that's what show up on your email, you know what Yahya wants from me and what I want from Abdul Hamid. Does that make sense? Then the body always start with the professional standard greeting. Dear Ayman, okay, good morning, okay. So just a simple thing, okay, Dr. So-and-so, you can use in our culture, you can say Assalamu alaikum, it's fine. In Europe and the US and North America, usually you start with the last name, okay. In the region here, it's okay to start with the first name. So you know, like the people you reach out, if you're someone in Europe or North America, you want to use the last name in general, okay. In the region, you can start with the first name. So that's kind of things that you start with, because people you get. Then like in the body, you mention what's the purpose of your email, like what you need. You give them important information, okay? If you have a lot of information, I recommend you use a dot line, bullet point, 1, 2, 3, and always good end up with kind of the, what we call the closing remark. Thank you for your collaboration in advance, looking forward to hear from you. Just simple standard, that's the way how most people, they write an email. And always, always put your name, your credential, where you're from, okay? So that's the standard email anyone should do. That's very simple, okay? From my experience, that doesn't happen. With the email we receive from people reaching out to the society, I rarely say this kind of email, rarely. For example, the greeting. they always start, what's going on? I did not receive my membership application, okay? So just not like, dear LCS team, I hope you find my email as well. I applied 2 months ago. I have not received any email. Looking forward to hear from you. Dr. Ayman, they will work on my number. So can you reach out to me or email? Does that make sense? I haven't seen it. So now a few tips I would recommend when you send an email. Now most of the email, they have advantage that you can keep your team in the loop. For example, Dr. Hawa, she managed a large group of volunteers across and she wants to keep the team leader in the loop. When she reached out to someone, the WHO or any agents to collaborate, she wants to keep the key people in her team involved. Okay. You can CC, copy carbon. Remember the old days when you have those white paper and the carbon? Now it's digital. And BC, that's blind copy carbon. BC mean I'm gonna forward Dr. Abdulrazak. He's my boss. I'm communicating with my team. I want him to be aware. He asked me to do a task, reach out to the team. Let's arrange for this workshop. I want to know that he knows that I did it. So I involve him. You can BC people that you want to be aware, but you don't want other people to get involved, so they don't get intimidated if they see the boss in that email, for example. It kind of create a tone of tension like you're reporting them or something. Now, other good thing about the newer email, you can select the time when you send it. The worst thing you want to send, you send an email during the weekend, Friday or Saturday. No one will read that, right? You need to respect people's privacy. I can prepare my email on Thursday night, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., but I said to select, I'm going to send it Monday morning. Okay, this one people all see email and use it. But imagine if I see someone want to collaborate with me or send me an email, they send at 4 a.m. I said, what's wrong with that person? Does that make sense? It set kind of impression about that person. So simple things you can do. Oh, never forget to attach. If you're going to send an attachment, make sure you attach it, okay? One thing I use as a practice for me, I never send an email. When I draft it, I always save it, keep it in my draft. I come back later on, review it, make sure there's no grammar mistake, I have everything right. I'll see, maybe I can tweak a few words here and there and send it. And there's one tip I will tell you about this icon. It's for hyperlink. Instead of copying like a link from the website that's very long, what you could do, you can highlight one word in your email, like a link or something, and you can insert the website into that hyperlink. So it looks nice in the email, rather than have a very long attachment from the internet. Does that make sense? So those are things you can use them. And I will give feedback to people who emailed me about what as a practice, okay? Good. Any question about this? So basically you highlight the word. Hyperlink. Yes, schedule send. For example, Google, Yahoo, everyone has Hotmail. On the send item, you will have an arrow. You click on it, schedule send. It will give you the date. You pick your own. If it's send, yeah, it's send. You can pick it up, and most of them actually they give you a suggestion, like Monday morning, Sunday morning. So these are the simple things. Okay, or like you want to, for example, at least for me in my work, even though I'm not an early person, I always send my email 7 in the morning, so everyone thinks I'm an early bird. I wake up in the morning and prepare it, and even like I was just sleeping. Okay, so there's this something, but it does reflect well on you, right? Now, what makes a strong email? What do you think? Message. If you convey it correctly, right? You have clarity. Make it clear. Exactly. To be brief, simple, short. Okay, it's not easy all the time. Sometimes the topic, but the clarity of the structure and make it as simple and short as it. So specific subject line. That subject line, make it interesting. Okay, I want to collaborate with you on a research project. I'm interested in research. I see it. I like that. Okay, if that person knows I like to do heart failure, he will say, I would like to collaborate on a heart failure research. I'm going to look into that email. Okay, and I'll show you some. So the subject line, you can give the person interest. Okay, does that make sense? And like you said, have a clear action, make it clear, simple, and to the point. I'm asking someone to collaborate on a research project. I would like to, in my email, tell him what's this project about. I would like to meet with him. Okay, give him some suggestion. What times work for him, okay? And being professional, okay? You can't say, email someone you want to do research, hey, Muhammad. No, right? Dear Dr. Muhammad, right? You have to acknowledge that person professionally. It's different. And timely follow-up, okay? When you put in the email, like you said, you need a time frame, what we call like action plan or deadline, when you should follow up on this, okay? I give you an example. What do you think about this email? Subject line, inquiry. Do we know what this guy is talking about? Nothing, right? Very vague, okay? And saying, hello, I want to talk to you about something related to a study in cardiology. Oh my gosh, cardiology is huge, okay? What's the subspecialty? For example, Dr. Muhammad and Dr. Abdul Zaid, they're interventional cardiologists. They don't want to do anything, they want to do prevention, because they do work on prevention, they won't see any patient in the lab, right? So it's important to know what's this person's interest, so you can ask him about that, okay? And let me know. Vague, right? If this email comes to me, I will just ignore it, like, okay? Because this is non-specific. How about this email? Request for collaboration on cardiology study. Dear Dr. Smith, I hope you're doing well. That's a standard greeting, okay? I'm reaching out to discuss the possibility of collaborating on a study focused on ventricular arrhythmia. Okay, I'm an electrophysiologist. Okay, that's interesting to me. Okay, imposed in my patient. I would appreciate meeting for further discuss methodology and objectives. Oh, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. He wants to kind of my insight, my experience. Are you available next week? Okay, right? So yeah, timely follow-up. So this email, I see it. I know what he's talking about. Okay, he tell me no, I reply, yes, I would love to, or I say, I'm not interested, simple, done with that. But I know what he's talking about. Okay, good? Because it has clear action plan. Let's take example. Tell me what do you think about this. Is this a good email or bad email? Dr. Mahmoud Abdo, request for co-authorship. Dear professor, I want to ask if you can co-author a paper we're working on about heart failure. We have completed data collection and need some feedback. Please respond as soon as possible. Thanks, Ayman. What do you think? Not good, right? It's not much the details about the study. And dear professor, who you know this professor? He maybe just assistant professor, right? So that's it. This is weak email, not much details. How about this? The same, invitation for co-authorship for the heart failure research paper. Dear Dr. Abdu, okay, I pronounced his name correct. I saw his email. I know his email is correct because he put his name in his email. But if he wrote like the Libyan night, I don't know his name, okay? So I hope this email finds you well. I'm writing to invite you a co-authorship or research paper we are preparing on clinical management of heart failure patient with reduced fraction in Libya. I know this patient even what area he's looking for. I am originally from Libya. Yeah, I would like to do research on Libya, right? If someone from Canada way, like why I would care about Libya. So there's context here, right? He knows I'm originally from Libya. He knows I'm a heart failure physician. So doing the research on heart failure in Libya, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. He's an expertise, okay? Your expertise in the area would greatly enhance the quality of our manuscript. That means he's acknowledging my expertise, right? Praising me. So I'll be, okay, this guy respects me. They think I'm an expert, right? So I'll be more willing to collaborate with them. Sometimes you need to satisfy people's ego, right? Like, you're good, you're nice. They will collaborate, okay? So we have completed data collection and initial analysis, and we would like greatly appreciate your feedback on the results section. It's very specific. I'm not just asking to do something. I did the work. I'm working on it. I'm a productive person. I want your expertise in certain area on the results section. I need your help with that, okay? If you are interested, I would be happy to share the draft with you at your convenience time. The first one, as soon as possible. Doing research, what's the urgency as soon as possible? It's not, right? At your convenience. I understand you're a busy person. Give you the time, but if you're interested, I'm very flexible. Whatever works for you, I'll make it happen to me. I'm showing flexibility and understanding, okay? So thank you for consideration your request. I look forward to a response. My name, degree, my title, where I work. Today I'm working at Misrata Medical Center, my email and phone number. Okay, good? Okay. So this is a strong email example. Any question about the email before we move to the abstract? Good? I think, I'm not sure if you have time to finish the...
Spelling mistakes.
Spelling mistakes, absolutely. Very important. Like the same thing with the names and the language, very important. That's why, like I said, always good habit to save the draft, review it again, and do grammar check. And I'll touch base on the AI used for that, because that enhances. Good. That's a great point.
Yeah, and one more point, I think you alluded to it. Try not to make it one block email. Yeah, it's prohibited. People won't read it.
Yes, use paragraphs, multiple paragraphs, and you have a lot of information. You can use the bullet point. That's a good advice too. Exactly. No, I think it's a good habit to acknowledge. Like, so for example, now with most of the I would recommend that everyone has their email added on their phone. For example, when you reply, you can have thank you received. If you at least acknowledge, not acknowledge. You don't have someone, strange person sending you email and you're not interested, you don't have to, right? But in someone that you work with and you collaborate, I think acknowledging that you receive email, that's a good, and set a good professionalism. A simple thing, well received, thank you. As simple as that, I'll follow up with you. So good habit, I highly encourage to, I tell you from my personal experience working with the Libyan Cardiac Society and people, I know the people who check their email every day. I know the people who follow up on that. And tell me, those are the most professional people I work with. I can tell you. Okay, and some people I work with, they say, I send them an email, oh, I haven't seen it. They haven't checked their email by 2-3 months. It tells you the character of the person and profession. So it does help, okay? Highly recommended. I think we don't have enough time to go over things, but at least I'll go do the abstract, and we're going to skip the case report in the last part, okay? So the Journal of Research, like I think Dr. Abdelzai did the excellent presentation on the essentials of clinical research and how to start, and I like the idea about like even do the exercise, go through the process. You learn through it. For example, with my experience with research, I started just with the data collection, as simple as that. I didn't know anything about it. And over time, you build on it, and you work with people who have different perspective, and you learn something from everyone. So the abstract is how you summarize your idea, your work, as simple as that, right? You did work for 3-6 months, and you have a long manuscript. No one will spend an hour to read it. But if you summarize it, okay, in a way that's simple and to the point, people will read and interest. So your abstract is your key to the conference. For example, people who came to the conference here, they submit an abstract, accepted, they get invitation. A lot of conference, if you have accepted a conference, they waive your fees or give you reduced fees. It opens doors for you. The other thing is your way to journal, to submit to a journal. When the journal send me the paper that Dr. Rajab submitted, I'm not going to review all of it. I'll review the abstract. If the abstract, this is like the safety check. If the abstract is well written, give me the idea, I know I'm going to read. I'll be more detailed. But the abstract is very weak. I'm not wasting my time for it. Done. So it's very important to do a good, and to the readers, right? I mean, everyone's busy and there's multiple journals. Mostly what we do, we look at the JACC or New England Journal of Medicine, we look at the abstract. Good abstract makes sense. I will go in detail, read it. If not, you so much. Think about abstract. I like the analogy of it's like a trailer of a movie, right? When there's a new movie, you watch the trailer, right? If you like it, was done well, you're likely going to go watch that movie. But if the trailer is bad, you're not going to go watch it, right? So it's very important to think about it this way. I want to summarize it in a way, okay, that people understand. Albert Einstein, he says the simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. If you have a complex project, a thin pages paper, but you can make it simple in abstract, it does help. That means like you really understand the topic, the research, so you can deliver it very well, okay? These are the 6 C's, I call them, for winning abstract, okay? Writing winning abstract. Basically, clarity. Make the messages easy to understand. Like I said, no matter how complex the product, make it simple. Everyone can understand that, okay? We said like either, right? Make it short, succinct, okay? Then having a conciseness paper. That means just put the relevant information, okay? I know heart disease, #1 killer worldwide. You don't have to write 2 pages on it. As simple as that. Done with that, okay? Coherence, logic, flow, idea. So one sentence follow the other. Things make sense. Not like what this guy talking about. There's no flight of idea. Every sentence makes sense to the next one. Okay, so when some people read, they understand your thought process. And keep the context important, right? For example, the example that Dr. Yusuf gave here about the beta blocker, how this will change, it's very important, right? We use beta blocker every day patient with coronary heart disease. But now there's a new study that said we don't have to. It doesn't affect the mortality. It will affect the, so when I bring this topic, it will affect my practice, okay? Then have a strong background and method. This is what shows if you really know your work. If you know your work, you'll have a strong method, result section, and the conclusion. And finally, always end up with the strong take-home message. Remember that graph that Dr. Yusuf showed you with the attention at the beginning and at the end. So we start with the introduction of the abstract. I want to take home message. So make sure very clear, okay? Very clear. Beta blocker doesn't affect mortality in patient with coronary disease, period. That's it. As simple as that, okay? So for example, now we said the abstract reflect the paper, right? The manuscript. The title reflect the abstract. So having a good title, very important. People who need the title, you need to catch your attention, okay? And it has to be informative. Definitely no typo on the title, okay? There's no abbreviation in the title. There's no cliche, something, okay? To the point, okay? It has to be informative. When I read it, it tells what's the study. And there's two types of titles. We have the indicative and declarative. Indicative, مؤشر, it just tells you what's the study about. A simple. Declarative, it tells you what the study found. Like they can reveal the study. For example, if you look here, example 1, the effect of beta blocker in heart failure outcome. I know what they're talking about, right? Beta blocker in heart failure. But do I know what the result is about? What they find out? I don't, right? That's indicative. It just tells me what's about. The second one, declarative, okay? Let's make clear statements. Say, beta blockers significantly improved outcome in heart failure patient. I know what this paper about. Which one you think is more important and more effective? The indicative or declarative? Declarative? Why? It gives you the conclusion, right? And it catches your attention. Oh, this is an interesting topic, and this is what they find out? Yes, I'm going to read this. You give the abstract. So in general, data shows that declarative title more effective, okay, than indicative. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't use indicative, okay, but that's something you keep that in mind. When you come with a title, you do that, okay? Let's go to the example. Tell me if it's a good abstract or not, okay? Then we'll finish. Title, strain in heart failure after MI. Heart strain after myocardial infarction is important. We study some patient to understand the importance of outcome, impact of outcome. Method, we looked at patient with MI and measured strain in heart failure. We use an echocardiogram and follow up them. We also recorded what happened to them. Result, some patients had worse outcome, others were fine. We noticed that those with worse strain had more problem, but we didn't analyze why. Conclusion, the heart strain is linked to problem after MI, but more research is needed to fully understand connection. What do you think about this? Excellent. Right? Why? Simple language. Okay, good. I like that. What else? Exact lack of specificity. Right? Okay, good. What else? Methodology. Very weak. For example, how many patients? Right? Could be 2, could be 4. Right? For how long you follow up? What did you look for? They said some of them, they have worse outcome. Stroke, MI, there's no details, right? So this is a lack of specific. There's no numbers in the results section, right? Number don't lie. How about this? So this is a weak abstract, right? So good. How about this one? The title, Prognostic Value of Left Ventricular Strain in Post-Myocardial Infarction Patient. Background, the prognostic value of left ventricular strain, now here I'm abbreviating. You abbreviate one time and done. Don't keep using the same. So I'm not going to use the left ventricular strain at all on my abstract or manuscript. Done. Abbreviate one time and keep using it. Okay? After my comment, MI also abbreviated that. Why is that? Because that will help you with the word limit. Most abstract 150 to 250 words. So you need to be smart and use those limit you have. Okay? The study aims to assess association between left ventricular LVS, which is left ventricular strain, and long-term outcome in post-MI. The method. We conducted prospective. Remember Dr. Abdulrazak about the prospective? So I know this is a stronger study. Prospective has more yield and value than retrospective study, right? Of 500 patients, I know exactly how many patients they studied. 500, that's a good number. I even know the period between 2017 and 2022. The LVS was measured via echo, even the mode. And when? Within 24 hours of MI. So that means the measurement will be probably reliable, right? It was done very short to the MI. Patients were followed for 24 months. I don't even know for how long they follow up those, and usually this is the average of clinical outcome. What we look, all-cause mortality, rehospitalization, and heart failure event. I know exactly. The first one you said, some they did well, some not. What do they mean? A worse outcome. But here I have the details. And we use the multivariate Cox proportional hazard model. We used a such association between LVS and these outcomes. So make sure this is specific result and accurate, adjusting for the most variant, age, gender, and comorbidity. So I'm going to go over the rest, but what do you think about this? Stronger email or abstract or weak abstract? Very strong. Specific details, give every single detail, okay? Good. I'm going to skip here, but just I'll show you one thing because of the sake of the time. Where are we? So like using the AI, use the tools like I said about like using the software like a Grammarly and ChatGPT to help you with the grammar and also refine your voice. I think everyone here in the room, English is not our first language, right? Specifically for me. And no matter how good you are, you can still enhance your version of whether email. I'll tell you, like in my work, I use ChatGPT a lot in my email when I communicate with my team. Okay, because it does enhance the message and make it look professional and sometimes like shortening it. So try to use it, but don't ask the AI to do everything for you. Put your thought process, write your email, and ask to refine. And guess what? With time using this by yourself, you can build some tips and tricks that you can doing it yourself. So very important to you. And there's like in everything, okay? It has the, like I said, the language, the clarity, the structures of the email. But like I said, don't make it do the job for you because you'll be surprised. A lot of time will be like inaccurate information, okay? So don't ask AI to write you an abstract. No, you do the abstract and ask to enhance it. And now a lot of journals, they have software to identify if abstract was used, AI used for that. And also you have to declare it. If you use it, they don't say don't use it. But AI is not co-author, so you don't have it. So, but you have to be clear that because that's like what Dr. Abdelrazak said, reflect your credibility and professionalism, right? الأمانة الطبية. At the end, I just want to take the home message: clarity and structures. Whether you're writing an email or apps or case report, I don't know. I know we don't get to the case report for the sake of time, but this is make it simple, relevant, and to the point. You cannot do it overnight. You have to practice. Keep doing once and ask people to review your work. Ask people to review your work and give you feedback. Follow the guidelines. For example, for the case report, I highly recommend you guys look at the CARE statement. CA for case, RE for report. This is a free website and a tool that it shows you how to write an interesting case report in a standard way that most journals accept. Highly recommended. It's a free tool. They use AI. Highly recommended, okay, to improve your chance for publication. And choose when, I'm going to answer that because when we talk about it, AI tool, enhanced writing, like I said, use it as a tool to complement your work, but it's not a replacement. Okay, thank you. Any question? Okay, thank you.